2.0. They say its quality beats out native rendering and runs even faster. You can play at 4K without a performance hit. Tensor Core effectively gives RTX a 2x performance boost. Let's look at one frame trace of a game to see the processors of RTX in action. Adding ray tracing to games dramatically increases the computation workload. Using shaders to do ray traversal and object intersection reduces the frame rate. We added the RT Core, which reduces shader workload by 60%. RT Core offloads the shaders by doing the ray triangle and ray bounding box intersection calculations. Using the same methodology as Microsoft Xbox, the RT Core is effectively a 34 teraflop shader, and Turing has an equivalent of 45 teraflops while ray tracing. Even with RT Core, the amount of time consumed is significant, so RT Core and shaders have to run concurrently. Even then, 20 milliseconds is only 50 frames per second, and still a step back in performance relative to previous generations. This is where the Tensor Core and DLSS come in. Rendering to a lower resolution, then using AI and super fast Tensor Core to effectively double frame rate. Now you can get ray tracing, get high resolution, and high frame rate at the same time. That's the magic of the three processors of RTX. Turing was our first generation RTX GPU, combining ray tracing, programmable shading, and AI. The flagship Turing had a ton of processing power, 11 shader teraflops, 34 RT teraflops, and 89 tensor teraflops. Let me show you our new RTX GPU. Ampere is a giant leap in performance. Ampere does 2 shader calculations per clock versus 1 on Turing, 30 shader teraflops compared to 11. Ampere doubles ray triangle intersection throughput. Ampere's RT Core delivers 58 RT teraflops compared to Turing's 34. And Ampere's new Tensor Core automatically identifies and removes less important DNN weights. And the new Tensor Core hardware processes the sparse network at twice the rate of Turing. 238 tensor flops compared to 89. Ladies and gentlemen, NVIDIA's new Ampere GPU, our second generation RTX, 28 billion transistors built on Samsung 8N NVIDIA custom process. All three processors double rates over Turing, a triple double. It connects to Micron's new G6X, the fastest memories ever made. The days of just relying on transistor performance scaling is over. Yet Ampere is an incredible 2 times the performance and energy efficiency of Turing. At NVIDIA, we use every engineering lever to squeeze every drop of performance out of the system. From architecture, custom process design, circuit design, logic design, packaging, custom SerDes I/O, memory, power and thermal design, PCB design, software and algorithms. Thousands of engineers per generation, billions of dollars. Full stack engineering and extreme craftsmanship is the hallmark of our GPUs. Our performance, energy efficiency, and low power are all world-class. And real application performance highlights Ampere's new RT Core. The more ray tracing is done, the greater the Ampere speedup. Ampere RT Core doubles ray intersection processing. Its ray tracing is processed concurrently with shading. And Ampere can render cinematic images with motion blur 8 times faster than Turing. Let's take a look at Ampere in action. At our kitchen GTC a few months ago, we showed Marbles, the world's first fully path-traced, photorealistic real-time graphics. It was running on our highest-end Turing Quadro RTX 8000. Turing was doing 720p, 25 frames per second. Today, we're going to run an enhanced version of Marbles with even more special effects, and it is running at 1440p, 30 frames per second, over 4 times the performance. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Marbles at night. Marbles is entirely path traced. No rasterization, all real time. There are hundreds of area lights, including spherical area lights. There's no pre-baking, everything is dynamic. The depth of field is film quality and beautiful. Everything is dynamic. Diffuse GI, all dynamic. There are hundreds of rigid bodies, 80 million triangles. Materials are physically accurate, physics simulation and volumetric rendering in real time. DLSS 2.0 is doing the super resolution and AI denoising. Let's compare Marbles Turing and Marbles Ampere. You can see dramatic visual quality jump of Ampere. Marbles on Turing runs at 720p 25 frames per second. Marbles on Ampere runs at 1440p 30 frames per second, more than 4 times the performance. And Ampere even did area lights and depth of field. A giant performance leap. Today's games are giant worlds, indoor and out, with photogrammetry, dense geometry, and lots of characters. Games are over 200 gigabytes and getting bigger. This is like 50,000 songs or 400 hours of streaming video. Games have pushed PC I/O and file systems to the breaking point. CPUs copy files from disk and decompress the game image. This is fine when the storage system was slow, 50 to 100 megabytes per second. Now with Gen 4 PCI Express and solid-state drives, PCs can transfer data at 7 gigabytes per second, 100 times faster. CPU copying data to memory and decompressing game images is now the bottleneck. Decompressing data from 100 megabytes per second hard drives takes only a few CPU cores. However, decompressing from 7 gigabytes per second SSDs on PCIe Gen 4 takes over 20 CPU cores. Today, we're announcing NVIDIA RTX I/O with 3 new advances. New I/O APIs for fast loading and streaming directly from SSD to GPU memory. GPU lossless decompression. And collaboration with Microsoft on direct storage for Windows that streamlines the transfer of data from storage to GPU memory. With NVIDIA RTX I/O, vast worlds will load instantly. Picking up where you left off will be instant. This is a very big deal for next generation gaming. Let me show you Ampere in action in one of the most anticipated games of 2020, CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk. This trailer is called Scenes of Cyberpunk RTX. It shows ray trace reflections, diffuse illumination, shadows, ambient occlusion, and DLSS 2.0. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, our new flagship GPU, the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080, powered by Ampere, 2nd generation RTX architecture. the Nvidia RTX 3080. I have one right here. Let me show it to you. It is beautiful. Look at this. The RTX 3080. It is wonderfully crafted. It's going to look beautiful in your PC, and it lights up. Now let me tell you about some of the other exciting technologies inside. Turing used G6, the fastest memories at that time. The industry thought that was the limit. For Ampere, we had to push through that limit. Working with Micron, we designed the world's first memories with PAM4 signaling, pulse amplitude modulation, with 4 voltage levels that encode 2 bits of data each, 0001, 1011. Each voltage step is only 250 millivolts. So in the same period of time, G6X can transmit twice as much data as G6. PAM4 is extreme signaling technology, and is just becoming used in high-speed networking. The Ampere thermal architecture is the first ever flow-through design, working harmoniously with PC chassis cooling system, pulling in cool air from the outside, flowing through the GPU, and pushing hot air straight out the chassis. To allow room for a fan to flow air directly through the module, our engineers architect a super dense PCB design that is 50% smaller than previous, while adding the bigger Ampere GPUs, HDMI 2.1, PCI Express 4.0, and G6X. There are 2 independently controlled fans. The bracket front fan pulls cool air from the bottom and pushes the heated air out through the graphics card brackets. A backside pull-through fan passes cool air over the fins of the heat pipe and directs the hot air to the top and back of the chassis to be exhausted by the system fan. The 3080 flow-through system is 3 times quieter and keeps the GPU 20 degrees cooler than the Turing design. It can cool 90 watts more than Turing. The generational leap is ultimately the most important factor of new GPUs. A significant technology advance is needed to inspire content developers to create the next level of content and for the install base to upgrade. Let's see how the 3080 stacks up to previous generation architectures on the latest graphics-intensive games. 3080 is faster than 2080 Ti. 3080 is twice the performance of 2080 at the same price. Ampere is the biggest generational leap we've ever had. Ladies and gentlemen, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080, our new flagship GPU, powered by Ampere, our second generation RTX GPU architecture. Incredible amounts of processing in the shader, RT ray tracing core, and tensor core for processing AI. 10 gigabytes of G6X, twice the processing power of 2080, and at the same price, starting at $699. Available September 17th. One of our most popular GPUs is the 70 series. 970, 1070, 2070 were all hugely popular. You're gonna love the new RTX 3070. Faster than the 2080 Ti, the Turing enthusiast GPU priced at $1,200. Ladies and gentlemen, the new GeForce RTX 3070. Let me show it to you. It's a work of art. 20 shader teraflops, 40 RT teraflops, and 163 teraflops tensor core for AI processing. With 8 gigabytes of G6, RTX 3070 is faster than the $1,200 RTX 2080 Ti, starting at $499, available in October. Every generation, we pack in our best ideas to increase performance while introducing new features that enhance image quality. Every couple of generations, the stars align, as it did with Pascal, and we get a giant generational leap. Pascal was known as the perfect 10. Pascal was a huge success and set a very high bar. It took the super family of Turing to meaningfully exceed Pascal on game performances without ray tracing. With ray tracing turned on, Pascal, using programmable shaders to compute ray triangle intersections, fell far behind Turing's RT core. And Turing with ray tracing on reached the same performance as Pascal with ray tracing off. On a technical basis, this was a huge achievement. The images are far more beautiful, and reflection and shadow artifacts are gone. But gamers wanted more. They want every generation to be more realistic and higher frame rate at the same time. So we double down on everything. Twice the shader, twice the ray tracing, and twice the tensor core. The triple double. Ampere knocks the daylights out of Pascal on ray tracing. And even with ray tracing on, crushes Pascal on frame rate. To all my Pascal gamer friends, it is safe to upgrade now. Amazing ray tracing games are coming. Activision and developer Treyarch are launching a new Call of Duty on November 13th. It's a masterpiece and it looks incredible. There are dynamic lights, ray tracing, shadows and ambient occlusion, DLSS 2.0, and Nvidia Reflex super low latency technology. The last Call of Duty sold an amazing 30 million copies. Activision put together this trailer of never before seen footage. Enjoy. Let me talk to you about one more thing. Several years ago, we started building the Titan, pushing the GPU to the absolute limit to create the best graphics card of that generation. It was built in limited quantities and only through Nvidia. The distribution was limited. The demand surprised us. Creatives were making 4K movies, rendering cinematics. Researchers built workstations for data science and AI. Bloggers built broadcast workstations. Flight and racing simulation fans built sim rigs. There is clearly a need for a giant GPU that is available all over the world. So we made a giant Ampere. Ladies and gentlemen, the RTX 3090. Come here. Come here to Papa. Alrighty. 3090 is a beast, a ferocious GPU, a BF GPU, 36 shader teraflops, 69 RT teraflops, 285 tensor teraflops, and it comes with a massive 24 gigabytes of G6X. It comes with a silencer, a 3-slot dual axle flow-through design, 10 times quieter, and keeps the GPU 30 degrees cooler than the Titan RTX design. But there's more. The 3090 is so big that for the very first time, we can play games at 60 frames per second in 8K. This is insane. Because it's impossible for us to show you what it looks like on the stream, we invited some friends to check it out. Roll the clip.
Hi. This is Andy and this is Tim. Woo!
I've never been more excited to do anything.
Oh!
Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
No way.
This is incredible, dude.
This is amazing.
Holy.
The resolution on this is silly. My God. You can see wear and tear on the treads.
Look at this.
Why is it so detailed? All right. Move fast and shoot things.
This is 8K, sir. I can see everything. Oh, I need to shoot you though.
Not a whole lot of people have seen something like this.
This is so realistic. I feel like I'm really in battle.
This is insane. Di, I want to look at the pretty things. There we go. Dude, the ray tracing is insane on this.
These are the sizzle reels that you see.
This is basically hacks.
And then it's like, it'll never look like that. But it does.
I'm like looking across the vistas, the grand vistas that are happening right now.
Holy shit, look at this.
This feels like a Disneyland experience. Oh, it is so smooth. It's butter.
Oh, it's smooth as shit, dude.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I mean, this is game changing. There's no other way to put it. My mind is blown, dude.
Wow.
It's been 20 years since the Nvidia GPU introduced programmable shading. The GPU revolutionized modern computer graphics. Developers jumped on and invented clever algorithms, like shaders that simulate realistic materials, or post-processing effects for soft shadows, ambient occlusion, and reflections. Developers pushed the limits of rasterization beyond anyone's expectations. Meanwhile, NVIDIA GPU processing increased a stunning 100,000-fold. Gaming became a powerful technology driver. Gamers grew to billions, and gaming pushed into all aspects of entertainment and culture. If the last 20 years was amazing, the next 20 will seem nothing short of science fiction. Today's Ampere launch is a giant step into the future. This is our greatest generational leap ever. The second generation NVIDIA RTX, fusing programmable shading, ray tracing, and artificial intelligence, gives us photorealistic graphics and the highest frame rates at the same time. Once the holy grail of computer graphics, ray tracing is now the standard. And Ampere is going to bring you joy beyond gaming. NVIDIA Reflex to improve your response time. NVIDIA Broadcast turns any room into a studio. And Omniverse Machinima turns you into an animated filmmaker. We are super pleased with 3070, 3080, and 3090, the first three members of the Ampere generation. You're going to feel a boost like never before. I can't wait to go forward 20 years to see what RTX started. Homes will have holodecks. We will beam ourselves through time and space, traveling at the speed of light, sending photons, not atoms. In this future, GeForce is your holodeck, your lightspeed starship, your time machine. In this future, we will look back and realize that it started here. Thank you for joining us today, and to all of our fans for celebrating the arrival of Ampere. Welcome to my kitchen. I hope all of you are staying safe. We're going to talk about an amazing GPU today. Modern GPUs are technology marvels. It is the engine of large industries from design, cloud AI to scientific computing. But it is the gamers and their insatiable demand that is the driving force of the GPU. Pulling their GPUs to create the largest distributed computer ever. 1 million gamers united to counterstrike the COVID-19 coronavirus. The result was 2.8 exaflops, 5 times the processing power of the world's largest supercomputer to simulate the virus. Folding at Home was able to simulate 100 milliseconds, a tenth of a second in the life of the coronavirus, and capture the moment it opens its mouth to infect a human cell. Scientists believe this is also its moment of weakness. Thank you all for joining this historic fight. We're going to talk about computer graphics and the work we're doing to push the boundaries. We love computer graphics and have advanced it incredibly in the time of NVIDIA. As the technology advanced, the expressiveness of the medium has made graphics an invaluable tool to help us understand our world, create and explore new worlds. tell stories that inspire us. From science to industry to the arts, computer graphics has made a profound impact on the world, and for that, we are privileged to have contributed. We're going to talk about gaming and the infinite ways that gaming is expanded.
Tier 5 you get tier 3 you get 5 bonus entries. This is for a $25 Newegg gift card. Shout out to Newegg for sponsoring the show every time. So we're starting that giveaway right now. Make sure that you follow. You have to be a follower to be eligible to win. So that giveaway is going now. So 3060, okay, so let me talk a little bit about that stuff because there's some people who have some questions and I want to make sure I answer those things while we're doing these giveaways. 3060 and those do not get announced at the beginning. So the 3060 hasn't been announced. They will have other GPUs, and those GPUs will be announced at a later date. Because he said, like you said, the first 3 card from the Ampere. The other thing too is that people are asking about, well, what about the Super? Remember when they launch a 2000 series, the Turing ones, when they launch a 2000 series, the supers are the refreshes, and then they're usually like 5 to 10% more powerful. So if you're talking about what about the 3080 Super, 3090 Super, stuff like those, usually will be announced next year. And maybe even the year after, because sometimes it can be 3 years. I mean, the price the power jump in this is massive. So this could be another 3 year before we see another refresh. The Ti, there's still a possibility that we do have a Ti, right? So TIs are one of those things that we have a potential of still seeing, like a 3080 Ti and even a 3090 Ti. Those usually happen also later in the year as well. So we could still potentially see those happen at the same time. So we still have some additional announces. For now, all we really know is, again, the 3070 the 3070 and the 3080 and the 3090, $500 respectively, $700 and then $1,500. So all in all, not a bad day for the bank. I thought this was going to be way worse. Luckily, I saved more than that for these. We are going to have reviews on all of these. I actually believe that we are going to be partnering with Nvidia to do a live stream bench test. Want to be the first live stream bench test of these GPUs. We're working on that with them. I'm hoping that's what actually ends up happening, but regardless, we'll come out and we'll test them between all of those things right at the beginning. So that is still going to happen. Which would be great. So yeah, we still have a lot of stuff to go through there and go from there. I want to say, by the way, guys, 4,000 people watched this together with me. So you guys are all amazing. Thank you very much for hanging out there and being a part of this and getting to be and enjoying this together. I'm sorry the beginning was kind of slow. I had no control. The other thing too is I also think it's funny, if you've never watched one of these before where we live stream and then talk and go over something like this and you're like surprised. To be honest, guys, dude, that's what we do. Like, you're watching it free. If you want to just go watch it, then just go to nvidia.com, twitch.tv/nvidia. I think it's weird that people are like, hey, shut up. It's like, dude, then don't watch it here. Go watch it yourself in your own little thing. That was strange. Okay, let me take a look at where we are in this giveaway. We're going to pick a winner in 10 seconds. And then we still have the 250 gigabyte Western Digital NVMe N.2 that we're going to be giving away too. Thank you very much for the 50 subs, guys. Like I said, if we get to 400, if somebody wants to just drop a bunch, I'll give away a 3070 here at the end. But just as an FYI, we're going to go through, I'll ask another questions. Once we get through these 2 giveaways, I'll ask some additional questions, answer any questions that you guys have, or maybe we can talk about it a little bit. I have to go in about 10 minutes. The last thing I want to let you guys know is, do not forget, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we have our regular stream starting at 6 p.m. Wednesday, we're doing an amazing all Arctic, super like dressed to the nines build, as good as that Aorus build that we did on Friday. That's going to be awesome. And then Friday, we are building Aaron Greenberg's PC, and then we're doing a deep cool. We're doing a deep cool live build in their new deep cool case that just released. So that'll be on Thursday, and you guys will be able to pick via social media what parts you want to have in those builds. Okay, let's pick our winner now for that. Picking our winner now. Congratulations to Lord Zelgami. Lord Zelgami. Make sure that you reach out to Bloody but Geeky, Lord Zelgami. you want to reach out to him. We still got one more giveaway, guys, so don't leave quite yet. Lawrence Ogami, make sure that you get it. Don't worry, guys, don't worry. We got one more giveaway. Thank you very much for all those subscriptions and all that sort of stuff, guys. 52 subs today. Thank you very much for that stuff. We still got one more giveaway that we're going to do in just a couple minutes. Before we get to that, so I want to just knock it out. So let's, hopefully that's happening. Yeah, Lord, reach out to Lord Ogami. Make sure you reach out to Blondie. We're going to do this last giveaway real quick, so that way we can actually talk about this stuff. So this is going to be a Western Digital 250 gig M.2. There we go. Saving that. Okay, we'll do this one. The entry for this, because that was funny, is going to be BFGPU, because that was hilarious. BFGPU. Okay, starting that giveaway now, guys. Remember, subs, you get extra entries into this. This is for an This is for a Western Digital 250 gig M.2. Twitch subs, all you guys get extra entries. Starting that now. There we go, BFGPU. Let's get that hype in the channel for Nvidia. There we go. 4,000 viewer hype. That was crazy. 4,000 viewers. Oh, snap. $4,000. Okay, guys, and then after this, I'll stick around for a couple more questions. I'll stick around for a couple questions at the very end, so we can just chat through it. About 5 minutes, and then I gotta go work on Halos. Gotta go do the Halos and do the Halo work. So, going from there. My latte was good. It came right on time, guys. You have to say, was this not, this was like almost the perfect stream. And we'll do this again when we see, so guys, we have another one, some of these other streams coming out. We've got Ryzen 4000 series announced, we've got Big Navi announced, and we've got Tiger Lake, Intel's Tiger Lake announced. So we still have some more, we have some more of these kind of streams. I don't think they'll be this hype. I think the AMD one, we do the AMD Ampere, I mean the AMD Big Navi one, will have, this will be as big. But I don't know if the Ryzen or the Tiger Lake one will be as big. But these were a lot of fun. So I hope everybody had a really good time. I super appreciate, I love this community and how much it has grown, guys. To have 4,000 people, where we started when we did Morning Mixer, geez, how long ago? That was a long time. And we had 4,000, you know, for us, we were like struggling to get like 50, maybe 100. And now to just be able to go online and have 4,000 of you come and join is so awesome. And I love that you guys laughed. We got to enjoy something like that together. It was super fun. I know, I remember that too, Eternal, and now here we are, 4,000 concurrent viewers later. That's crazy. So you guys are incredible. Thank you very much for hanging out and doing a part of that stuff. We're gonna pick our winner in about a minute, and then if you guys, those of you who are hanging out for the giveaway, you guys can check off. We're gonna spend another little bit of time going through just answering questions and then just doing our closing thoughts for about 5 minutes, and then we'll go from there. Thanks, guys. That's super awesome that you guys love it. I love the kind words. I have not had any experience with the Slinger cases, so yeah, nice. I'm not going to be giving away any GPUs, guys. All I'll have is the ones that we use for the channel. I run a very lean business in terms of having extra parts. So I don't know. I was assuming the pre-orders would start today. I keep refreshing to see that when pre-orders go live. And so I'm going here. I'm looking here. I'm looking at their site is now up, but it's not, they don't have anything on pre-orders. So maybe it'll just be something where it'll be, like, I'm assuming at some point in time, I'm looking at shop, looking online right now, and it's still, none of it is for sale. So all of the stuff is still not for sale. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we still got going in there. Okay, let's go ahead and draw our winner for this last one. Congratulations to the Raptor 2008. The Raptor 2008, you are the winner of the Western Digital thing. So yeah, there you go. Guys, giveaway's closed. Okay, let's just talk about let's just talk about the end. The giveaways are over, all that sort of stuff. Giveaways are done. We're good from there. Congratulations again to the Raptor 2008. You are the winner. Congratulations to them. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this and go from there. So the big question, so again, big announcements we still have for the end of the year. We still have Big Navi, which is the AMD response to the 3000 series NVIDIA, this 3000 series NVIDIA GPUs, which you just saw. The Big Navi are the GPUs that are currently inside of the Series X and the PlayStation 5, which is going to be interesting. I just gotta, do you think I should return it for the whole point was to get my PC built before school started, but I'm wondering, you know, it's honestly, it's like, dude, it's hard to argue like not upgrading from a 2080 Super. Like even when I did my video, I didn't expect that kind of jump. So, hey, who else is asking about the 3060? That'll be announced probably later in the year. I'm guessing somewhere in November or December for a January or February launch. The 3060 is not gonna be out till next year. They're usually pretty, those usually have a nice, they usually have a nice slow time afterwards. So, and by the way, we also for people who want to know, we also have to wait for. We don't know when third-party devices are coming out. So I know a lot of people are asking about the third-party devices. And we'll know a lot of that stuff later on. Somebody asked about a dad joke. Let's see what we got here. So someone asked me to name. Here's what someone asked me to name. 2 structures that hold water, and I was like, well, damn. There you go. There's your dad joke. Gigabyte EVGA, what about needing a new power connector? All that stuff is like, all we know is that we're working on, we'll do the 3001 as soon as we can. All in all, like, the thing is, when you talk about like hardware unboxed and those guys, like, I want to do mine live on stream, so we'll do our live review on stream, so we'll do it together. It'll probably be a 4 or 5 hour stream. We'll put it in a test bench, we'll all test together, we'll test a bunch of games. I'll make sure they're all preloaded, so pay attention to that. It'll come around mid-September, and then we'll live stream and just do it all live. I am very excited. I am very excited for the GPU. So yeah, I think this is I'm gonna be awesome. 3070 is October release. Yes, 3070 is October release. It's GG. I don't know. I think AMD. I mean, the thing is, Cyberpunk is on Series X and on PlayStation 5, and I don't think, you know, the question is, given the ray tracing stuff, I think Big Navi's gonna have some stuff up her sleeve. Let's not count AMD out, man. They've taken down Intel recently, so I feel like there's still a good chance. 3080 is coming out in mid-September, September 14th. Yeah, Intel HD graphics game. Yeah, there you go. So for 3000, so for the 3080 and the 3090, rumor is you need at least, for the 3090 you need 850 watts minimum. 3080, I'm guessing you can do 750 or even 650. It sounds like that'll be they're supposed to be more power efficient. That's what he had said. So I'm guessing a 650 or 750 watt power supply. But for the 3090, you'll need 850 watts. Ryzen 5 3600X with a 3080 should still be okay. 3600X is still pretty beefy. Honestly, game-wise, the perfect combination for ultimate game, and I'm guessing in that 8K system, was a 10900K and a 3090 for that 8K gaming. Because that 10900K, I mean, you can't argue with that extra megahertz, right? Like 500 extra megahertz makes a big difference in overall game for stuff. We need you to get back to Halo. I'll get back there. I'll get there. Okay, guys, I really do appreciate everybody hanging out. Thank you very much for the reminder. You guys were incredible. It was so awesome to get to hang out with you this morning and get to talk about the GPUs and all that sort of stuff. We will have more 3000 series content. Do not worry. It's coming. Don't worry. I want to say thank you very much for all the new subs. Big shout out to the mods for being here this morning. And big shout out to all of you guys for being in there. We will be back on Wednesday. Wednesday, we're going to be doing, we got some really amazing builds this week. So you're going to want to tune in. Also, new social media manager. So see more postings on Instagram, see more postings on Twitter, and more postings on TikTok. Following me on all that stuff at Robitech. Outside of that, guys, have a great day. We will see you guys in a couple days. It's been awesome.